Hello and welcome to the viewers of this video. This is the Orange Fan here, bringing you another entry for the franchise discussion category. This video will be dedicated to the recap and thoughts for issue 11 of the Young Justice tie-in comics, The Pit. We begin this issue at Mount Justice on August 19th, with a scene from Denial, the 7th episode of the TV series. The scene in question is the scene where Kid Flash inquires Red Tornado about any possible missions. Red Tornado responds that Batman is the Justice League member who gives the Young Justice team their missions, and Kid Flash responds that Batman and Robin are already on a mission. The next scene takes us to Cape Canaveral, which is the location of Batman and Robin's current mission, not Gotham City as Kid Flash thought. The League of Shadows have hijacked control over a rocket from the team originally in control of the rocket, and they've repurposed the rocket for a much more dangerous purpose. So the dynamic duo are battling minor minions of the League of Shadows, while Alfred is monitoring the action and communicating with the dynamic duo through the computer in the Batcave. After dealing with the minor minions, the dynamic duo also see that some of the more major members of the League of Shadows are present for this particular incident. Namely, they have brief run-ins with Ubu and Talia al Ghul before eventually Batman reaches the catwalk that leads to the top of the rocket, and that's where he is confronted by Ra's al Ghul. Ra's al Ghul reveals that they, the League of Shadows, have placed a diamond lens inside of the rocket, and they intend to use the diamond lens in order to weaponize the sun's rays in the hopes of eliminating many, if not all, the major cities on Earth. And Ra's al Ghul also says that he won't underestimate Batman, as he admits that he has underestimated Batman in the past. But the Dark Knight responds that this time around, Ra's al Ghul has underestimated Robin. And soon enough, we do see that Robin managed to remove the diamond lens from the rocket, and he tosses it to the ground. But the Boy Wonder is quite surprised when Ra's al Ghul actually jumps after the diamond lens, and Ra's al Ghul he hits the ground pretty hard from the fall, and he doesn't survive. Although Alfred points out that Ra's al Ghul's deaths tend to be temporary, and true enough, Talia al Ghul and Ubu talk about bringing Ra's al Ghul to one of the Lazarus pits so that he can be resurrected, and they leave to do just that. After the mission has been completed, Alfred also comments that he's received a message from Red Tornado, and he patches the message through to Batman, and Red Tornado tells Batman about Kent Nelson's passing. So the next scene takes us to Salem, and it's now August 21st. And we see the Young Justice team, some members of the Justice League, and members of the Justice Society of America have gathered for Kent Nelson's funeral. After the funeral is over, Green Arrow tells Artemis that they would like to place her under arrest. The next scene takes us to Infinity Island, and it's August 25th now. And Talia al Ghul, Ubu, and Sensei witness Ra's al Ghul being resurrected by the Lazarus Pit that's on Infinity Island. Ra's al Ghul talks about something about the garden and the serpent. That's what he describes. That's what he's talking about. He says the garden and the serpent after he's resurrected, and he wants them to prepare them but not activate them. And he leaves with Ubu after he gives these instructions. And Talia al Ghul is not keen on whatever it is that Ra's al Ghul is talking about, but she's confident that her father will not go through with this once the side effects of being resurrected by the Lazarus Pits has worn off. But Sensei responds that Ra's al Ghul is the kind of person who's very adamant about his decisions. The issue ends with Talia al Ghul and Sensei witnessing someone else emerging from the Lazarus Pit, and this individual turns out to be Clayface. So there you go. This was part one of a three-part story from the tie-in comics. Not the usual two-parter, but a three-parter. And as the end of the issue indicates, this three-parter actually will be dedicated to Clayface. At least the three-parter as a whole is dedicated to explaining Clayface's origins within the Earth-16 universe. Because episode 8, Downtime, actually began with the Young Justice team dealing with Clayface, or the aftermath of the Young Justice team having a run-in with Clayface. So this three-parter is building up to that particular moment. They're going to build up to that moment where the Young Justice team had their run-in with Clayface. But looking at part one in particular, the main focus of this issue, part one, was actually about what Batman and Robin's mission was during the time of the 7th episode, Denial. So we actually do get to see what Batman and Robin were doing during that particular issue. And once again, that highlights one of the nice things about the tie-in comics. They fill in the blanks of details that might only get vaguely mentioned in the TV series proper, or something that's implied, if not outright mentioned, even if vaguely, in the TV series. And yeah, like the beginning of the issue showed, the TV series itself did vaguely brought up this mission. So we actually do get to see this mission in action. And it was cool to see that. We got to see what a Justice League member and an apprentice of the Justice League member do that doesn't relate to the Young Justice team in particular. And this issue also, at the time when this issue was released, this introduced some characters who at the time didn't appear in the TV series. Talia al Ghul, Ubu, and Carol Ferris were probably the were characters, examples of characters that weren't in the TV series at the time that this issue was initially released. Although Ubu and Carol Ferris actually do appear in season 2 of the TV series, Ubu appears in Summit and Carol Ferris appeared in the episode Depths. So this issue was another example of how some characters made an appearance in the tie-in comics before they appeared in the TV series. So far, Talia al Ghul hasn't appeared in the TV series, whether it's season 1 or season 2. Maybe she'll appear in season 3, who knows? We'll just have to be patient and see how season 3 unfolds. And otherwise, oh, that's right, there is one more detail, and this will be covered during the three-parter as well. But after the funeral for Kent Nelson, Green Arrow mentioned to Artemis that they would like to place her under arrest. And there is a reason for that. And they will go into, yes, the tie-in comics will go into that situation into greater detail. So it'll be made clear over the course of the three-parter. But it also sets up another plot line, even if that's not the main objective for this particular issue or the three-parter as a whole. And otherwise, yes, I believe that we've discussed the essentials for this particular issue. We'll, of course, go into greater detail about what else this three-parter covers in the other two parts of the three-parter, the other two issues, the recap and thoughts for the other two issues dedicated to this three-parter. But for now, I believe that's it. As of this video, we've now